All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to watch Captain America Brave New World and decided to give my 2 cents on the movie. Now, I haven't really watched any Marvel movies since Endgame, with the exception of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Deadpool and Wolverine. So I decided to go with the open mind because I was hearing that it was horrible and I was hearing that it was meh. And I can't lie, when I bought the ticket, I was kind of like begrudgingly wanting to go. But I said, let me just go and give it a chance and maybe it'll be okay. But before I even go into it, I don't want to make this video too long, but I decided to make this like an unboxing as well. One thing I did forget to mention in my top toys for 2024 is this Sam Wilson Captain America. This was actually a great figure, in my opinion. So I remember I picked this up, I think it was last year. This figure is really dope. So I completely forgot to add him to my list, or at least as an honorable mention. But I thought I should let you guys know that. But this is a very awesome figure. And even saying that, I decided that I'm gonna decide to read up on him a little more. Once I get through with these Wolverine comics. I did pick up an Avengers comic at my local comic shop because since Brave New World was coming out, they put out some Avengers comics with the Red Hulk and some with Sam Wilson. I don't know anything about him. I don't know if he has any particular enemies, but I'm gonna probably pick up some issues with him and just read more of his backstory. All right, now I'm definitely a geek with popcorn buckets. I love collecting them, so I decided to get the popcorn buckets that came out with this movie. So first, I love the cups as well, so I had to pick up the cup, which is awesome. So as you can see, it's pretty much the design of the front of his uniform, and on the back, I guess, is where his wings are. And it's kind of like a smooth material on here, and you can kind of feel the grooves. So that's really cool. And then the top is like the top is like weathered, I guess. That's what they were going for. And it comes with the typical hard plastic straw, and the cup is pretty hard plastic, with the exception of this kind of rubbery material on there, which is dope. This is the first time that I've seen them do that for one of these movie cups. And I didn't know they had 2 popcorn buckets, but they actually had his, I guess, what is this? His flying pilot helmet or whatever it is. Because I guess it makes sense for him to have this, being that he flies so high in the air. So it kind of looks like a regular pilot's helmet with the hose on there. So I didn't know this was out until I went to the theater. And this does take the small circle batteries, the small tiny ones. Actually, let me see. Well, you gotta take out the screw. Forgot what they call the C batteries or something like that. So the top opens, and then you have the inside where you can put your popcorn. I never used it for popcorn. These would just be displayed with the figures. And then this has a light up feature. You just hit it and it lights up red. So that's about it. Nothing more, nothing less. But I thought it was absolutely cool to get. And last but not least, I thought this was pretty awesome. For those who probably don't have a shield, I actually bought the Captain America shield. I didn't know it was from the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, but I bought it. It was on sale at Target. I think originally it's like $100 and something bucks, and I think I got it for like 80, which was pretty good. But I wish it was kind of made out of this material. So I really wanted this, the popcorn shield bucket. Now, the way they had it like laid out, it's kind of banged up. So if you guys get one, hopefully yours won't come banged up. I didn't notice it when they gave it to me, but it is made out of metal, which is kind of dope. This kind of loosens when you extend the bucket, but I think this is dope. So I mean, if you don't mind the little bings and, you know, little bangs, it's a little like warped as well, you know, but like I said, this will just be like displayed somewhere. But that's why I'm glad I have the regular official shield, but this will also be dope to display. Now, this is actually the bucket right in here, and pretty much lift it, and it has all those little grooves. So all these little grooves have to fit inside this little hole. So let me see if I can get it. It's kind of tricky. Damn. So you have the Captain America symbol right there. So as you can see, these little grooves are sitting in these little J shapes. So when you twist it, they all fall in here, and then it slides back down. So you put your popcorn in there. And this part, see, it gets a little loose for some reason when you extend it. So you just gotta be a little careful. I don't know. Like I said, it's not a big deal. I'm not gonna be using this to eat popcorn or anything. This is just for display purposes, but I'm probably going to, let's see if I can get this down. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass. So what I'm thinking of doing is just putting some tape here, to here, just to keep it shut. So that way I could just display it somewhere with, you know, Captain America and, you know, Sam Wilson, Steve Rogers. So I thought that was pretty good to get. But like I said, I'm a fan of these movie buckets, so I thought that was pretty awesome. And this is probably the first time I was able to get one, probably because not too many people saw the movie. All right. So, you know what? I'm gonna start. Actually, I already unboxed Joaquin Torres. I already had him on a pose on my shelf. Not much to say about the figure, but it's in the same vein as the other figure, which is pretty awesome. I mean, he comes with another head sculpt that's fully masked. From what I know, he doesn't have any vibranium in his wings or anything like that. I didn't know he was on the show. I thought he was made for the movie. Now, did I think he was annoying? Not really. There was a scene where he got to put on the suit at the beginning, and he was acting hype, you know, because he got to take out some bad guys, and I was like, yeah, it was a little bit cringe, but surprisingly, he didn't annoy me. Actually, I kind of liked his character for the most part. So I would like to see them develop his character more, make it more fleshed out. Now, overall, I'm gonna say the movie, it was meh. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't the greatest thing on earth. Now, those of you who probably watch, also, you know, this is the Red Hulk if you haven't seen, and I guess they didn't get the permission to put Harrison Ford's likeness, which is hysterical because this looks like Mike Ruffalo. I think that's Mike Ruffalo too, but it doesn't look like Harrison Ford. But anyway, so I'm sure a lot of you who probably watched the show Falcon and the Winter Soldier know that show was pretty woke and pretty cringe. Now, I wanted to watch it, but I've seen a lot of clips online, and it seems like the show was really dealing with Sam Wilson being a black man and having to take over for Steve Rogers, right? And can he do it, right? Can a black man take over for Steve Rogers? You know, can he attain black excellence? Are people gonna see him the same way? Blah, 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 right? So I guess that's what people really didn't like, and I don't like that type of stuff when it comes to like identity stuff, identity politics. So I think that was supposed to transfer over to the movie, and that's why there were so many reshoots, because they said when they were having test screenings, it was getting terrible reviews and they had to keep changing it and doing reshoots and all that. Now, when it comes, I know there was some scenes where they said there was like green screen. I couldn't tell where those spots were with the green screen. So it didn't bother me much, you know. Let me see this. He's definitely double jointed. I didn't notice any parts with the green screen, so that wasn't really a problem. I did notice there was some scenes that were like drawn out with them talking, and it's kind of like I feel like they could have shortened the movie even more, because I know this was the shortest Captain America movie supposedly, but there was maybe one or two scenes where I could tell it kind of did a weird jump to another scene, and clearly something was supposed to be there. So you could tell they took something out. I know Seth Rollins was supposed to be in it, and they completely took him out of it. So I'm curious to know what was the original movie, but I think the original movie was supposed to play more on race. And I do believe that Thunderbolt Ross was supposed to be like a Trump figure in the movie. And they probably knew at this point, since the show was getting a lot of backlash, that maybe we need to take a lot of this stuff out, but they butchered it to death. I didn't really see the comparison to Winter Soldier, which I know that's what they were saying, you know, I guess because of Sam Wilson's friend, the guy who tried to kill the president. I forgot his name because I didn't watch the show either. I didn't know he was in the show. Because he was a super soldier back in the day, and because he was black, they framed him, or they experimented on him, and then they locked him up for 30 years and no one knew about him. So again, they were probably gonna play that into it more in this movie before they decided to take it out. Anthony Mackie I think he was good as Captain America. I think had they not focused on that woke stuff and identity politics, I think they cheated him out of what could have possibly been a really good movie, because I understand when they said that this felt like a Hulk sequel. And again, I'm not gonna say that it felt like a total Hulk sequel, but I see where they were tying up those loose ends. Again, for me personally, it wasn't much of a distraction. It wasn't like, oh man, this doesn't even feel like it's his movie. You know, it wasn't that noticeable to me. So finally got Sam Wilson to break out. Let me see, what else? Now, I believe originally the Red Hulk wasn't gonna be in this. Because they wanted it in the vein of a Winter Soldier or a Civil War. They wanted it more grounded. And I guess with the test audiences, and maybe because it was just so woke, that they were like, man, we gotta do something, and that's why they threw in the Hulk. Because I know people were saying, yo, this doesn't make sense. It's supposed to be grounded, but then now all of a sudden you're throwing a Hulk in there, which to me doesn't matter. I mean, he just helped Captain America, you know, save the world against aliens, against Thanos. So what does it matter to me anyway? I wouldn't have thought of that if they would have never brought it up. But I don't know too much of the Red Hulk, but according to the movie, the leader, who I know they were making a big deal because they didn't make his head big like it was in the comic. And the way they made him look, I guess they want to be more grounded. It didn't bother me the way they made him look for the movie. I think it was fine. I think he did okay with the role that he was given. So it didn't bother me what he did. I guess it was, I like how they played into that. How Thunderbolt Ross had a heart condition, and then I guess he was taking the heart medication that happened to have gamma in it, and that's what caused him to become the Red Hulk. But I don't think they never really explained like the heat or the flame. I don't know if that has to do with gamma radiation. Again, I don't know too much about the character like that. All right, so I think he comes with way more stuff. So he does come with 2 backpacks. Well, not 2 backpacks, but I don't know what you call these for the wings. But he comes with 2 of them. The only thing I didn't like is that I forgot what you call the little eagle, whatever that bird is. You can't like store him on any place on the actual figure, because Joaquin Torres has the same thing. Let me see. But anyway, oh, and there was the other character. I don't even know her name. I know people were making fun of that she was tiny. It was the Israeli chick. Now, forgot her name, but I know they made a big thing because of the Israel-Palestine thing, so they cut a lot of her scenes because they didn't want to offend anyone. And there are scenes where you notice she has a costume under her jacket, so you could tell there was a scene where she probably had it off and was fighting with it. So it's like subtle. You'll see her with a business suit, and then on another scene you'll see that she has like a funny looking uniform or suit underneath. So I think they changed her name in the movie, so she's not even that character at all. Like, they just wanted to avoid. They made a reference that she was from Israel, she was trained in Israel, and that she was in the Red Room, and that she was an ex-Black Widow. She wasn't, she wasn't terrible. Yes, she is tiny. I think they needed like a tall Gal Gadot that would put on some weight, you know, put on some protein that would make will make it believable. Don't know why they got that tiny girl to even play that role. Again, I think it was a thing where they were in their feminist woke kind of movement, and they just decided to put her in. Right? The double jointed elbow. I actually found a loose Sam Wilson of the original. Actually, I got him right here. Actually found this. I was like, I want to put like, and I'm still trying to put my MCU Avengers together, so I was able to find a loose Sam Wilson. Let me see if they're the same. Somewhat subtle differences with the ab crunch. To tell the newer body sculpt. But anyway. And Esposito, forgot the name of his character, Sidewinder. You could tell he was shoehorned in there. He did okay with what he was given. I don't know. I don't even know if it was even worth to put him in. Like, I don't know what they were trying to do. Like, they really were trying to do some damage control with this movie. He kind of has double joints, but the boot kind of gets in the way. It looks pretty dope. Okay. So, and then of course, Bucky makes a surprising appearance, which you could tell that was one of the reshoots, that they shoehorned him in there as well to give him advice and then bounce, and it was like, why didn't you just go and help him or ask if he needed help, you know? So I guess you can wait. So I got this like this on the back. So Bucky didn't do anything, so I don't even know what was the point. Just to give him some advice, whatever. And then he leaves. So I got two different backpacks, jetpacks, or whatever you want to call them. They're kind of different. Oh, okay, so it looks like there's two different wings. So you see one peg has 3, this one has 3, and this other one has like 1. So I think this one goes straight into his back. The one that has 3, I think, might be, I guess the wings really extend, I don't know. But anyway, so so yeah, and then another thing was that when they were on that celestial island trying to get that adamantium, I didn't understand why was the president on a warship, like, you know, giving out commands. To me, that didn't make any sense. I don't think a sitting president would ever put himself in that type of predicament to possibly get killed. So that was pretty crazy to me. That just didn't make sense to me. Because afterwards, I'm like, wait, the president was on a damn battleship in the middle of possibly having a war just because he wanted to get to the adamantium first? That didn't make sense. I know a lot of people said the flying scenes towards the end wasn't that great. I heard that originally that was supposed to be the end, and they said it was underwhelming. That's why, another reason why they threw in the Red Hulk. Yeah, it probably would have been. It wasn't as exciting as what's that movie with it wasn't like a Top Gun. Maybe if it was like a Top Gun type of scene, it would have been great. But I don't know who the director was. I saw him briefly in an interview, so you can tell by the direction it was amateurish to me. I don't know who the director was. I know that I remember I read somewhere that a lot of the producers or a lot of the creative people that were working on Marvel, a lot of them left after, I think, Endgame, and that Feige was there making more of the decisions. So I think Feige was more of just the face of Marvel, and maybe because he helped produce X-Men in the early 2000s, that's why he was put as the face of Marvel. But now that I think he's making more and more of the decisions, I think that's why it's sinking. And I think as a last-ditch effort, I think that's why they're bringing back the Russo brothers, and I think that's why they're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. And I believe is that they're paying these people a boatload of money to save them, because I don't think they would have, you know, returned if not them backing up that Brinks truck. You know, and if it was up to me, I probably would say Feige would probably have to get fired, because he's making a lot of dumb decisions. You know, these are big IPs that he's letting these directors have, that some of them I feel don't care about the project, and they're injecting their ideology into these projects, and it's sucking. And obviously the fans have to suffer because of it. But overall, you know, the movie wasn't terrible. Let me get this out. So that jetpack is if his wings are inside. So this is if his wings are extended. So I'm extended wings. Let's see. But yeah, I wouldn't say it wasn't a terrible movie. It's watchable. Like I said, I might add it to the collection. I would have to give it another watch. to see how I truly feel about it. But it wasn't the worst thing on earth. Alright, got him with his wings. The wingspan. Let me see. Let's compare both Sam Wilsons. Let's see whose wingspan is. It's almost the same. The MCU version, I guess, is longer. And that was another thing. This looks more of like the one he wore. I didn't know, because I was wondering, I was like, why did he have a white suit on? But I guess on Falcon and Winter Soldier, he had the white suit on, and then he switched to the more traditional Captain America looking suit. So, because I'm like, what the hell did the white suit come from? But then when I forgot that he wore that on that show. Let's put on the flight suit head. I wouldn't be surprised if all these figures end up at Ross, because nobody's really buying them. It's an awesome figure, man. It's fun figures. And then you got the shield, and then you can plop that right in the back, which I think is pretty dope. Bam. So you can fly with that on. But yeah, and then all he has left is the little, forgot what you call the little eagle or jet there. That I wish you could actually put somewhere and attach it, but you can't. And then probably the two flight ones I'll put on later. I just wish Marvel had more like stands to put them on, so you could see the lamb right there. Yeah, pretty film accurate. I'm gonna try to have fun with these, posing them around, take a few pictures and post it on my TikTok. But I will say too, during the movie, I wasn't really thinking about the Red Hulk and Captain America fight at all, surprisingly, because I know they were saying some people, that's probably what you'll be thinking about the whole movie. I thought about it here and there, but it wasn't something like I was like, oh, let's get to the fight. I was actually sitting just watching the movie. Once it got to the fight, although it was short, like they said, it was a really good fight. It was a reason why I miss the regular Hulk being the Hulk. I don't like the whole Dr. Banner, smart Hulk thing. I miss him raging out the way he used to. But it was an awesome fight. The way Sam Wilson was able to calm him down was kind of BS. I understand he used to be a counselor back after he got out the military, but I feel like they should have brought his daughter in maybe to calm him down or something. Maybe that would have made sense, which she does return, but at the end, when they take him to the raft, I think it's called, the jail, and he gives up his presidency. And I didn't even see the post-credit scene because I heard what it was. It's just the leader telling Sam that there's other villains from other worlds coming to the planet or whatever it was. So who knows what that's gonna lead to. I don't think it's leading to anything. I don't think this is gonna connect. I think this is like a one and done, and they're not gonna make this connect to anything. But overall, I'll give this a 2.5. Like I said, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't that great. You're definitely not gonna leave the theater as if you watch Winter Soldier or Civil War, which was two of my favorite movies. I mean, I love the first Avenger. I love all the Captain Americas. I think Chris Evans did an awesome job. I wish sometimes people like him would just shut up with their politics, but overall, as him portraying Captain America, I think was great. I still think that Bucky Barnes should have gotten it, but I understand the changes that they wanted to do, and they wanted to say, oh, because in the comics, Sam Wilson took the shield. I know that was like a revamp of Marvel in a different generation, and that's why they decided to go that route instead of giving it to Bucky Barnes. But anyway, Other than that, the movie was about Japan, USA, and some other countries coming to a treaty to go to that celestial that was in the Eternals to share the vibranium, or not the vibranium, the adamantium, uses resources to share around the world. That was pretty much about it. And something happened where Japan got mad and they said that they were being set up by America, and they framed General Ross or President Ross, and he was saying it was nobody from his administration, and they didn't believe him. And then these super soldiers were getting activated from the leader, and the leader was doing this on purpose, all from a remote area, which was a prison that Ross put him in years ago, because he said, if you can help me with my heart condition, I'll set you free. So he was helping him, but keeping him there. And then he was developing this thing to hypnotize these soldiers to do these killings, because he wanted to make him mad enough to turn into the Rare Hulk and mess up his reputation. It was bizarre. All right, it was bizarre. But like I said, if you want to check it out, I checked it out first movie early in the morning. Check it out a matinee. But if you want to wait till it comes out to Disney Plus, go right ahead. But anyway, this was my review, my crazy all over the place review and unboxing of Marvel Legends, Captain America Brave New World. Like I said, awesome figures though. Awesome popcorn bucket and cup. I actually picked up the Spider-Man Secret War statue, so that will be a next video I'll be bringing to you guys. But thanks again for checking in. See you on the next one.